It's crazy.
Pro-Am event.
It's one of those things, knowing what I know now about music and putting on events, it should have never worked. We were young enough and dumb enough to think that it would be easy, and then it just worked. And
Hello, everybody. It's Mark Sawyer-Chu, host of the Christian Surfers podcast. We just wanted to say a special thanks to Almond Surfboards and Trustless Property Management, to thank them for their support and love. Those guys love the Lord. We wouldn't be able to tell the stories of Jesus from all around the world through this ministry without those guys. Almond Surfboards, based in Costa Mesa, California. Since 2007, they've been building timeless boards and just helping families and friends just surf the everyday average waves, but making it fun and remembering the joy of surfing. Beautiful boards from mid-lengths and longboards to fishes and shortboards. Go by, check them out. Really fun merch too, and they do a great job building community. Gary Ward and Bryce and the team over at Trustless Property Management, based in San Clemente, absolute legends as well, who love the Lord. And if you have a property that you want a family-owned business that you can trust to operate it, or looking for a place or home to purchase, I did my place and bought our home through them. Those are great guys to work with. So Trustless Property Management and Almond Surfboards, God bless you guys, and thank you for all your support with Christian Surfers.
Hey guys, and aloha. It's Mark Sawyer-Chu, your host of the Christian Surfers podcast, Talk Story, where we talk Jesus and talk with surfers that love Jesus. Please tune in to hear some amazing stories of faith and the kingdom, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, buddy.
yeah.
So stoked to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and family, welcome to a very special edition of the Christian Surfers Talk Story podcast, where we talk about Jesus and talk to people that love Jesus. Just like Tim Foreman from Switchfoot, ladies and gentlemen, Timmy, thank you for your grace, your patience. He's been watching me try to set it up with, the camera is on a music stand.
Dude, you're a pro. Come on, don't sell yourself short.
Forgot the tripod. You've given me some nice Topo Chico here.
You're
just getting dehydrated.
Professional.
I love it. Timmy, thank you for taking such good care of me, as always in town. You and your family, your dad, Pastor Mark Foreman, and North Coast Calvary Chapel, your church here, have been longtime supporters of Christian Surfers. And on behalf of the ministry and the mission, thank you for all that you've done for us. You've taken so many of us in, myself and my family included, but your churches, and the church has hosted numerous chapter meetings and national and international conferences. So guys, we couldn't do even remotely close to what we do out there without people like Tim and his family and his church supporting us. So thank you guys for all that you do.
Love what you guys do.
For Christian Surfers. When did you, let's go back to that. When did you first hear about Christian Surfers? I mean, Carlsbad, North County, obviously a huge surf town.
Yeah.
You know, but were you a surfer before, I guess, becoming a Jesus follower, or which kind of came first for you?
Yeah, I think following Jesus came first. You know, I raised in the church. My dad's a pastor. Not that following Jesus necessarily goes hand in hand with being a pastor's kid, you know.
Has he been his whole life?
Yeah, my whole life, my dad's been a pastor.
Yeah, since you were born. Yeah.
That's
amazing.
You know, I think
and you turned out pretty good for a PK.
The joke with pastors' kids is like they're either in prison.
Well.
Or you know,
or they're famous musicians,
or they're following Jesus, and
yeah, there's almost
not in prison. So there we go.
You're good. You turned out on the better half. Yeah, there's almost like no middle ground there. It's one end or the other. But you and your brother John turned out pretty well.
I think our parents authentically kind of modeled for us what it means to be a follower of Jesus, which included, you know, not hiding failures from us. That's part of it.
And being real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. And you and I are about the same age. And I feel like the first time I met you was during one of those, you guys are hosting Christian Surfers globally. We had this event in your parking lot at church, and you were just hanging out with your family. Actually, that's not true. Years ago, I was flying to Surf Expo. I was living in Orange County, and I think working for Surfline. And I went up to LAX, and there's this beautiful family friend of me, and the dad was just, you know, rock star, long blonde, blue. I was like, this guy's a surfer. He's had to tow Nixon. I'm like, this is, you know, he's definitely a surfer. And I was like, hi, what do you do? And it was you. and you were taking your family to Disneyland, and I was like, what are you doing? You're like, oh, I do music. I'm like, oh, cool. Which band are you in? And you said Switchfoot, and I was like, oh, Tim, I've been following your career forever and your family, and I hadn't really, I can't remember if I was on the board of Christian Surfers back then, but I definitely knew of the church and knew a lot of people went to church here, like Damien Hobgood, a lot of the believers that are in North County. It is one of the most iconic surf churches, not only globally, but obviously in San Diego. And now we're recording this podcast at your beautiful studio here in San Diego. You just gave me the tour. This place is amazing. It's like a labyrinth. Yeah. You just go into one room and there's just more guitars and more pedals.
There's a lot of old gear, a lot of crusty old gear.
It's like a vintage Guitar Center.
Yeah,
almost.
we like things that have stories inside of them.
I love it.
A guitar that's lived a few lives before I was even born. That's interesting to me.
That is so cool. I mean, I love how music can be timeless like that. How long has the band been around?
We just put out our 13th album.
Dude, happy birthday. That's what you say in music land, but that is a lot of work. Like, how many hours of work is that? That's like 1 million hours of work, right, to get to 13 albums.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like any other craft, right, where like the stuff you put out, the things that people hear and see, that's like just like this little tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
But you have to enjoy it, right? So like writing music, playing music is our favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
So even the songs that we write that aren't any good, it's still a pretty good time.
That's amazing. Do you prefer to surf more or play music more?
I think we're probably split within the band, actually John and I being brothers.
Yeah.
I spent a lot more time surfing growing up, and he spent a lot more time playing music.
Interesting. And then you guys kind of landed.
Yeah, but I think, we were always doing them together.
Yeah.
But I think my heart's a little more in the surf, and his heart's a little more in the music. Yeah.
Well, you guys both rip. I've seen a lot of footage of you guys surfing, and you guys obviously both rock on stage. Seeing you, I think in St. Augustine last year, taking my wife, with Matt Katsulas and his wife Jen, and
it's a good crew. It's a good crew you guys got there.
It is. You guys are royalty in Florida, and one day, if Lord willing, we'll get the East Coast version of the Bro-Am. I just know everyone would just come out for that. But we're going into that this weekend, which is arguably one of your favorite events of the year. You guys are obviously on tour all year long. You got fans all over the world, but how did this event start, and what year is this one?
Yeah, this is year 21 of the Bro-Am.
13 albums, 21st
it's crazy.
Bro-Am event.
It's one of those things, knowing what I know now about music and putting on events, it should have never worked. We were young enough and dumb enough to think that it would be early, and then it just worked, and it so we were on a flight back from Australia, our first world tour. So I guess this would have been, early 2000s. And talking about everything we loved about our hometown, San Diego. And
born and raised Encinitas?
Yeah, we moved around a little as kids.
Okay.
Boston, Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach is where I started surfing.
Whoa, VB. You and Pharrell Williams, we got to get you to that new wave pool.
Which is why I think John and I still have more froth than anyone on the West Coast. Because you grow up surfing in Virginia Beach.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then you come here and you're like, well, we can surf every day.
Yeah.
That's crazy. In Virginia Beach, you cannot surf every day.
It is a different life out there, and obviously I think we moved out there because just cost of living and everything is so expensive here in Cali, raising a family. But I love that kind of God gave you that perspective. Like it's a great worldview because it can be little Encinitas or Carlsbad or North County bubbles or even Orange County bubbles, San Clemente. Surfing and lifestyle and music and art and is so much different in other places of the world, and I feel like you're so well rounded. Also because you travel a ton. How many months out of the year would you say that you're traveling for the
there's
band?
A rhythm to it. There's seasons that we're gone a lot, and then seasons like now where we're home a lot.
Yeah.
Typically associated with putting out new music. Put out a new record, and then you're going to be traveling a lot for the next year.
Yeah. So you have the same schedule, if not worse, than a pro surfer.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a little, well, yeah, it's very similar. I feel like there's a lot of parallels between pro athletes and musicians.
Yeah, just living out a suitcase, going from city to city.
Yeah.
Waking up, not knowing what time zone
It's probably a
you're
little
in.
more frenetic because you're literally in a city for one day, right? You wake up
And
in
you're
a city, and you
on to
sleep
the next
on the
one.
tour bus typically. Yeah, like that's kind of the nice rhythms. Flying's the worst, with all of our equipment. So tour bus, it's nice,
Yeah.
Go to bed and wake up in a new city.
Yeah.
And then do it all over again the next day.
It's amazing the times I've seen you guys live, because I know it is a grind, just like with any other job. We've had a couple pro surfers on the podcast, and the media and everything, it's kind of glamorized. But the reality of it, like day to day, is a grind. And the energy that you guys bring on stage from the times I've seen you is just like, these guys are giving it their all. Like, 110%, and the whole crowd is just going wild, and we're just in tears from just the energy and the songs and the lyrics and the message that you guys are sharing from the stage. How do you do that year after year, day after day? Is it a lot of Red Bulls, or what's the secret?
The music part is easy.
Okay.
We just genuinely love playing music. So our favorite parts of the day are sound check and the show. It's great. Like there's nothing not to love.
You're just running on adrenaline.
Yeah, we're playing songs we believe in. There's people singing along. What an amazing gift that is.
Community.
I could lose sitting on an airplane as much as I do. There's aspects of it, like any job, that you're like, well, yeah, maybe that's not my favorite part of it, but it allows me to do what we love, which is singing songs we believe in. And you mentioned the travel. I love the travel part of it.
Okay.
I don't, like I said, I don't love sitting on airplanes necessarily, but I love seeing new places,
experiencing
meeting new people. I especially love getting out of the country and seeing new cultures,
languages, food.
And when we get to bring surfboards with us, that's just like that's a rare treat because we're already bringing a lot of gear.
Yeah.
But when we're going to Australia, New Zealand, places like that, we're going to bring our surfboards, and what a gift.
It's so funny watching Fading West so many times. I knew it wasn't just a surf film. Like, it was a documentary really about your lives, but I know I got to watch surfing because that is part of who you guys are. And I just saw Tom Curren and Mackie last Friday at Seaman Waterman's Ball, and I'm like, Tom, you're going to Bro-Am, right? And I love him surfing in New Zealand with you. And I just ran into your dad at church, and he said, ask Tim on the podcast about surfing in Bali with Rob. And so, and I'm assuming you've probably already done that like 20 times.
Yeah, I mean, so Rob is my favorite surfer.
Okay.
And we happened to grow up on the same street.
In Encinitas.
Yep, in Cardiff. And
yeah. And he was your soccer coach, right?
My brother's soccer coach.
Interesting. Okay.
So, I mean, it was just,
super
cool. How cool is that your hero is also your hometown hero, who's also your friend.
Was he a pro surfer back then?
Trips. Because he was older than us.
Okay,
like maybe,
by a few years.
Yeah, a few years.
Yeah.
So he was like.
And you guys were coming up
bro.
in the music industry, right? You guys obviously hadn't formed Switchfoot then, right?
Right, and we were doing the NSSA surf contest.
You were doing the WSA and
all those,
Hey, are you a young, frothing surfer who loves catching waves and sharing your faith with others? Do you want to make a difference in your surfing community and help others discover Jesus? Then you need to join Seasalt, the Christian Surfers Advanced Leadership Training Program. Seasalt is a program designed specifically for young surfers who want to develop their leadership skills, grow in their faith, and serve practically on the ground in existing surfing communities. You'll get to go on road trips, learn about theology and mission, and have loads of fun with other young surfers who share your passion for Jesus and the ocean. Sign up for Seasalt today.
But we got to go on our first surf trip with him with Surfer Magazine.
Okay.
Put together a trip.
What year was that?
It's probably like 2003-ish.
Okay. So that would have been Ricky Irons' days.
And it was, I said surfer, I think it was actually Surfing Magazine.
Okay.
And it was.
They're all the same now, anyways.
Right. I know. Back then, you couldn't make that mistake.
No. They were very different brands.
Competitive.
But media has changed. But
so it was Tom Curren, Rob Machado, and us.
Wow.
And we went to Mexico.
Your favorite surfers.
Yeah.
And obviously you had pre-existing relationship being neighbors with Rob, but is that where you got to know Tom?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly where we got to know both of them a lot better, though. I mean, John knew him as a soccer coach.
Yeah.
For me, it was a little more of like, this mysterious, heroic surfer that I'd see, on our street occasionally, but he's gone traveling all the time. And, so that was a really fun time. We played a lot of music. The waves were flat.
Both those guys are musicians.
So we showed up just frothing to surf, and they showed up just amping to play music. And so they were
fun.
But they kind of won out because the waves were really flat. That whole trip, we kind of got skunked. But great trip, and that kind of launched, amazing friendships with both of them.
Yeah, is that where the idea for Bro-Am came from?
No, Bro-Am, so Bro-Am was hatched around the same time, but with Rob kind of joined Bro-Am later on.
Okay.
So the vision with Bro-Am,
he's always been on stage with you guys. I've only been a few times, but I feel like every year I've been there, he's always coming on stage for a cameo with you guys.
The first maybe 10 years, he had his own event.
Okay.
At Cardiff State Beach. And we played there too, and that was an awesome event.
The Rob Machado Foundation?
Yeah. So we finally joined forces when we were like, hey, we have two great events.
Why not?
Why don't we just combine them?
Make them one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's been great.
I love it. The uniting of minds. Rob, God bless you. We hope you're having fun in Bali. We're going to miss you this weekend. But we'll send him this podcast and let him know that we're thinking about him, praying for him. So legacy with music, legacy with surf, and then the church probably was a lot smaller 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
When your dad was starting it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's still not... It's still a pretty small, I think, relatively speaking, church. There's a real, everyone kind of, you go and you just see friends and everyone kind of knows each other. And, it's got a great heart to it, for sure. Yeah,
it has definitely grown, but you could still feel that just authentic community when you're there. So next time you guys are in North County or in San Diego, come by the Storyteller Cafe and just come check out North Coast Calvary.
Surprisingly good coffee there, too.
Amazing coffee. Way better than a Starbucks. They've got good food. Yep. There's, Tim might be hanging out there. Pastor Mark might be hanging out there. So you're going to run into some legends. I've seen Matt Beecham in the cafe, just, super cool celebrity sightings. And so Damien, obviously, and you guys got a lot of great legends at the church. Mike Mady from Reef and Trevor Berge from Degree 33. So North Coast Calvary Chapel in Carlsbad. And you guys have, again, strong supports Christian Surfers, part of the Surf Church Collective as well, with the sister organization for Christian Surfers. Let's talk about your new album, Bongo Chico. Yeah, so
my brother has been trying to talk me into doing a solo album.
Because he's been doing it for a while,
yes,
in addition to the band stuff.
And like we mentioned earlier, he lives and breathes music. I think I would do that with surfing more than music if I had the choice. Fortunately, I don't have to choose. I get to do them both.
You get to do both.
But the idea of doing a solo album for me never really appealed to me until this year.
Okay. What changed? Besides your brother poking you?
I think it was probably equal parts getting over myself and my fears.
Okay.
And then also just having enough bandwidth and it being the right time in life. I've got 2 kids.
Yeah.
And now they're 15 and 20, so not
Great
needing
kids.
as much time from me as they did when they were younger.
Yeah.
And I really didn't want to have to choose between
that music and them.
A side project and my kids. My kids are the ultimate. They're not the side project. They're the main.
Yeah, they're the main thing. Yeah.
So
just behind your wife and Jesus. Yeah.
So timing was right, and then I was kind of I became curious. I wonder what that would even sound like.
For you to go out on your own?
Yeah, because I've written songs my whole life with John.
Yeah, and the band, yeah.
So Switchfoot songs or for other people's albums, I've never written for my own voice.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a fun experiment. So then I was kind of well, okay, let me just write a few songs and explore what that would even be like. And kind of try on the suit and see if it fits. Is this fun? And
gotta try on the wetsuit.
Yeah. And I wrote 20 or 30 songs and was having a blast.
Just all on your own?
Yeah. And we were on tour at the time, and I just set up my little laptop rig, kind of like this, but smaller, and every day in the dressing room, and just kind of write a song a day. And then by the end of the tour, I was like, well, let's kind of listen back and see if any of these are any good.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch that I really liked, and I picked 12 and actually recorded 13, but put an album of 12 together and recorded it, and I'm super proud of it.
Are they all about surfing or your faith walk, or just different things with life?
Yeah, life.
Okay.
It was a real kind of fun existential journey because writing songs for other people to sing is different than writing for yourself. So I had all these kind of untapped feelings and memory. Writing music, writing songs, you're not writing a story, you're writing emotions.
Right. Down
And
on paper.
Emotions are things that happen at various points in your timeline. They don't just happen once and then never again.
Yeah.
So I just kind of took full advantage of that, and I was time traveling.
Yeah.
I'd pull on the thread of an emotion and then time travel to different places in my life where I'd felt that and tell all of those stories in a song.
Yeah.
And it was just a really freeing experience, and that's what the album is.
That's incredible. Tim, how can someone, is it out now? How can someone buy it or download it? And there we go. We're going to get some product placement here on the Christian Surfers podcast.
Looks like this.
There you go. Vinyl, making a big comeback.
So when I was little, my dad used to call me Bongo Chico.
Really? That was your surf nickname?
That was just it was like more of like my superhero nickname. This was like before I surfed.
Okay.
Like when I was like 2 and 3 and I'm trying
Just
to
a little
like
toddler.
tackle him and wrestle him to the ground. He'd be like, "Come on, Bongo Chico." And I'd be like, "All right,"
I could totally see Pastor Mark doing that.
Yeah. So it felt like the perfect name for this project.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah, it is
Childhood name.
available. It's available everywhere.
Okay.
Spotify, Apple Music, all the places.
All the streaming platforms.
Also bongochico.com,
Okay, you got a website.
Yep.
There, you've obviously got the switchfoot.com website. And how do people kind of follow your journey or follow the band? Is there like an email newsletter, social media handle?
Yeah, my website has the email sign up, and then Bongo Chico on Instagram. Actually, it's Bongo Chico Land.
Bongo Chico Land.
Instagram.
Okay. Are you going to be going out on tour by yourself without the band?
No plans.
Okay.
I think I'd need maybe a little more bandwidth in my life to feel good about that. That might be like a few years down the road. Not looking to spend more time away from my family and the ocean than I need to. But
Yeah. Is that the hardest part, being a professional musician?
Well, with Switchfoot, I love our tribe.
Yeah, because
even when we're away from
obviously
the
John's
ocean.
your blood brother.
Yep.
But then Chad and Jerome and the other guys are also family.
Yeah.
In a sense.
And our crew.
Yeah.
So we're like a really tight
all the roadies.
family.
Yeah.
There's usually 11 or 12 of us in a bus, and
on tour. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
To go on tour is an entourage of 12 disciples, basically.
Everyone's doing their thing.
They've got their role.
Working really hard and laughing really hard too. It's
because you're talking long hours, right? Like long days.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be working long days on the road, you better be close.
You better like the people you're doing it with.
Yeah.
So doing that without kind of the same tribe, I think that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. Well,
doing an album by yourself can be like a really kind of spiritual, existential journey.
Yeah.
I don't know that's going on the road by myself sounds as appealing.
Right. Yeah. You love the community aspect, which is very biblical, where two or more are gathered, and definitely on the road. When you're out there, you're like, I want some brothers here or sisters or family around me to help support. How did the relationship with Matt Cat Solas come about? Because being in Florida now, and St. Augustine's the former national headquarters of Christian Surfers. Now it's Huntington Beach with Pastor David, Amy, and Eric. But meeting Will Tant, meeting Matt Cat Solas, AJ Neste, that whole kind of crew between Flagler and Jacksonville, was. How did you become your filmer, and how did the documentary Fading West come about? I think you could watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's on YouTube now. That was a dream come true. So we literally planned a world tour around
for Switchfoot.
Some of our favorite surf spots.
You're like, maybe we'll skip the Midwest or the landlocked cities.
Like on paper, it's like, wait, so you're gonna skip Japan? Well, actually, Japan has great waves, but you're gonna skip. Like, I'm thinking about going to Bali instead of Japan.
Right? Yeah.
It's like, well, as a touring band, that makes zero sense.
Yeah.
But the waves are.
Well, we'll just do Waco, Texas, and skip Detroit. But Florida, beach cities were kind of on the.
Yeah, they weren't in the film.
Okay.
Being an East Coast surfer, I know the struggle. It has its days.
Thank you.
but I don't know that I'm going to plan a surf trip to Florida.
Right.
But yeah, we mutual friends. We met. Katso is what we call him, Matt.
Yeah.
And
Love you, Matt, Jen.
Yes, just hearts of gold.
Yeah.
And their whole team, their whole crew. It was a dream come true. You talk about community and traveling with community. And I feel like we got really blessed that they were, for that year and a half, our community along with our road crew.
Yeah.
Traveling around, filming, getting to surf, also sharing our story. And
I love that you all love Jesus too.
We're always talking about, we did Fading West. Maybe now we need to do like a
Fading East.
Fading East.
The sequel. Yeah. I've been joking with Jerome about that, just being Asian. I'm like, Fading East, come on.
Yeah.
And you guys had, I think, red light or green light management, Steve Bender. I don't know, back in LA. I don't know if they were like the management company, but I actually tried to pitch your film to Nissan. That's, back in the day, fun little story, way before you even knew me. But those guys are awesome up in LA too. And the idea for the film was that just like, hey, we need to document, and it's definitely overdue for a sequel because when did Fading West come out? Like 10 years ago?
At least.
At least, yeah. So it's been a while. So that obviously documented the first kind of half, and I feel like you guys have added another decade, right, on top of your guys' career. But was that the idea, just to go, hey, let's tell our story. Let's show people what it's like to be on road and running to the radio station in Australia, but then something happening with John's kids and him needing to fly back, and then you guys lose a band member.
Those are the things that happen when you're not. Those are unscripted things. That's rock and roll. That's life.
Yeah.
The unplanned things that happen along the way.
Yeah.
But I think the simple concept for the film was, well, it's kind of unique that we love surfing as much as we do.
Yeah.
And are in a band that is traveling around the world. What if we combine those two things?
Yeah.
And then, the things that happened along the way really made it kind of a robust, rich story that kind of tells how we have this brotherhood and we carry each other through these moments.
I love it. Well, if you guys haven't seen it yet, it's still iconic. It's still timeless. These guys are charging some pretty big, crazy waves, I think at Dungeons or somewhere in South Africa in it. Great surfing and obviously great music. So Fading West on YouTube. If not, DM Matt Katsolis and we'll figure out a way to get you guys a copy. What's next for Tim Foreman and Switchfoot in the next 5-10 years?
Well, we're next door making a new Switchfoot record.
Okay.
So we're hoping to
the
have
secret
that.
studio back here.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're hoping to have that out next year sometime.
Okay.
So between now and then, we got some summer touring happening, but mostly working on the new record, mostly home.
Okay.
Which
and surfing.
More surfing for me, which is not a bad thing.
That's great. I love it. You guys all rip. Our favorite musicians / surfers. Email list. They can find out where you're playing next.
Yep. Switchfoot.com.
Okay. There you go. Sign up there. Like and subscribe. Tim Foreman, brother, is this the first, you've probably done a lot of podcasts before, but is this the first surf one?
No.
But
they're really fun. Because, like us surfers.
Love talking about surfing.
We love talking about surfing, and we spend a lot of time as a band talking with people that don't know anything about surfing. So
I love it. Well, we got music covered. We got Jesus covered, the first faith-based podcast with Tim Foreman here. Make sure you follow and like and subscribe Tim Foreman and Switchfoot as well. Be praying for these guys and their families while they're on the road. Brother, God bless you so much. Thank you so much for making time. And we can't wait to watch you rock at the Bro-Am this Saturday.
Let's go.
Woo. Love you guys.